Welcome back to the Oddity Shop podcast, the podcast where we
tell creepy, odd, weird, strange, and bizarre stories from around the world.
I'm your curator, Kara, and this is your curator, Zachary.
Hi, that's me.
If you're new here, if you're not new here, then you know who we are. Idiots.
Sorry.
Straight idiots.
How
are you?
I am surviving and recovering from a flesh wound.
Another one.
But this one didn't make me pass out because instead of the
surprisingly
wound being like, well, okay, here's the thing I figured out because this one didn't even freak me out, even though it bled a lot again.
I was kind of surprised when you texted me and you didn't really, that's why I didn't say anything.
I put something together yesterday.
Okay.
So this one, I sliced off the skin, like a thick layer of skin on the very tip of my finger.
Yeah, it's nasty.
The slice went across, right? Like it shaved it.
Oh, yeah,
It wasn't like a stab or a slash. It's the slashing motion. I think that gets to me.
That gets you. Yeah, because when you told me that you cut your finger, I was like, I'm not going to ask how you're doing about it. And you didn't say anything. And then I was like, okay. And then you were like, I'm just going to cover it with Band-Aids.
I was in full on. So I did like a 2-hour deep clean of the bathroom, like the bleach and everything. Like it still smells like cleaning products.
How did you cut it again?
I have, I use a safety razor to shave.
Yeah.
So like the old fashioned razors. And it's on a stand that it slides into. While I was like dusting stuff on that shelf, I knocked it. It fell off and I reached out to catch it.
Yep.
Luckily, it was just the tip of my finger.
I'm surprised that by trying to catch it. Well, I guess, you grabbed it.
Well, because when you use it, you use it at an angle. I caught it straight on very quickly.
Cute.
It could have been a lot worse. At least it wasn't like the middle of my hand. But yeah, so I deep cleaned the bathroom. I don't know if you can see the new thing on my altar. I don't think I've told you about this little floral arrangement that I bought.
I don't believe you have.
So it's
that's cute.
Little rose, and it's all pretty with some flowers. I bought this, though, at a Grand Rapids Pride Festival.
Is it a floral arrangement with pretty flowers?
Yes, in a Poppers bottle.
Oh, God. That's funny.
Which I thought was hilarious. This guy had that, like, all sorts of these.
How much was
different
that?
Popper bottle. $20.
That's kind of a lot.
It also, they made a donation of 30% of it to the Trevor Project.
Oh, okay. Never mind. It should have been more.
Yeah. No, it was good cause. It was a cute little local vendor. And I just thought it was like hilarious because you don't see that kind of shit everywhere.
No, that's funny.
So,
all right. Cute. I have nothing really new except for yesterday. It was pouring rain out.
Yes, it was.
And I cannot go sit, like my deck's not covered, but my porch is like an enclosed, what do you call it? Like an enclosed porch? I don't know.
It has like a
built-in porch or whatever.
eave over it. Yeah.
Yeah. So I can sit out on my porch and I don't get wet. So last night until almost 10 o'clock, I was just out on the porch with my laptop and all my stuff, just doing all of our socials and just doing stuff. And it was so nice and peaceful. I probably looked crazy though.
Well.
But it was nice and peaceful. And then I met a little frog. He just jumped right out of nowhere. And then I was talking to the frog. I forgot to send you a picture. I'll send it to you. He has cute little,
I love
little
frogs.
hands. I know. Oh, God. I know. Can you get one?
I used to have frogs.
Well, you don't have them now and I need them now. So then my bird, my little bird, my fern bird, Susie Q, she just kept popping up and tweeting at me. It was just like so nice. It was very Snow White.
You're doing better than me. We had a cardinal trapped in our porch this week.
Oh, yeah.
And that little baby was not happy. So the thing was, it came in the door on the side, but it could see its nest out the front window.
That's
so it was
and it kept bashing into the...
Oh, my gosh.
How did you end up getting it out?
Julia ended up kind of coaxing it with a towel outside.
Oh, yeah.
So, but we do, and now I know it's chirp, though, so I can hear it from my bedroom window.
I mean, at least it got out and it's okay. Poor thing.
Very true. I know.
What'd you name her?
I don't think we did.
Oh, I'm so surprised.
Yeah, no, usually Julia does name some of the local critters.
She probably did name it and just didn't tell you.
Fair enough.
All right, let's get going, boo-boo.
All right, you ready to open the shop up then with a question?
You're opening the shop up.
Are you ready for your question so I can open the shop?
Did you not see my face?
Smart
I was
ass.
like, wait, I already went. It's not my episode.
We're just starting with a question.
What's my question?
Are you ready?
What's my question?
What causes Mandela effects?
Oh, well, how do I articulate this? It's basically just we're getting fucked up. Whether it's like the government fucking us up, aliens fucking us up, but like The timelines are not right. The years are shorter, the months are shorter, the weeks are shorter. Something's fucked up and it's erasing patches of time.
Okay.
Or it's moving patches of time somewhere else.
So you don't think it's just faulty memory?
No fucking way. Don't even get me started. You're pissing me off already.
Well, good. We're already on the same side of this one. This is not an episode, though, entirely about Mandela effects. I promise you that.
Thankfully.
Deep underground, beneath the peaceful countryside of Switzerland and France, there's a machine larger than any known machine in our human lifetime. And it is smashing atoms together with the force of cosmic creation on an official quest to unlock the secrets of the universe. But some believe it's doing something might be, or maybe darker, like opening portals, summoning ancient forces, or even bending reality itself. And tonight, we're heading straightforward. We're running right into, just like the atoms inside the machine, CERN's Large Hadron Collider. Have you heard of this machine?
I don't think so. And if I have, well, maybe just not by that name. I don't know. Surge? Do they just call it Surge?
CERN, CERN. Yep.
I don't know.
So they have this giant machine under Switzerland that is smashing atoms together, like beyond the speed of light, to discover. Oh, okay. I'm just gonna stop talking because you're gonna learn as we go. I don't know why I'm getting ahead of myself. Oh, I'm excited.
You're excited.
Okay. CERN stands for the Council. No, this is French. Conseil Européen pour la Recherche Nucléaire. Murdered that. Absolutely. I can't do French, but in English, it's the European Union for Nuclear Research, and it's located in Geneva. So when we're talking nuclear research, we're not talking bomb. We're talking like below atoms, right? The nuclear physicists, like particles. Okay. According to Wikipedia, it is an intergovernmental. I'm Carrie.
Okay, Carrie.
An intergovernmental organization that operates the largest particle physics laboratory in the world. Established in 1954, it's comprised of 24 member states from Europe. And in 2013, they admitted Israel as well, the only non-European, which probably a touchy subject right now. But CERN's main function is to provide the particle accelerator machine, which is the other name for the Large Hadron Collider, which you may have heard of.
Okay, yeah.
Or other infrastructure needed for high energy physics. Consequently, they've done like a ton of experiments at CERN and their international like laboratories. But at their headquarters on site is where the Large Hadron Collider is. We're going to call it the LHC for the rest of this because I can only say that so many times.
LHC.
And that's the particle accelerator. It's the world's largest, and it hosts a large computing facility, the machine itself, and it's primarily used to store, carry out, and analyze all sorts of experiments and simulate cosmic events. Okay, to put that like really... Yeah, I see your eyes. To put it really easy to understand, it's a giant research center focused on physics, has some really big findings that have reshaped how we look at nuclear physics, and how we understand the world and how we got here and things at a subatomic level. So,
I'm sorry, did you say when this started?
Yes, 1954. CERN.
Okay.
CERN is the organization that has the LHC.
Yep. Okay.
So,
thank you.
Here's some of this, like their key findings. So the Higgs boson, that was discovered using the LHC in 2012. It is the particle that gives other elementary particles mass. They kind of called it the God particle. It was something that was only theorized for a long time and was a huge finding when they proved it.
Interesting. Okay.
In 83, they also discovered the W and B bosons. These particles mediate weak nuclear force, and that, like physics beyond me, they were a big discovery. In 1973, they were able to prove weak neutral currents, which showed a close similarity between weak and electromagnetic interactions and a major understep in just understanding like fundamental forces of the universe. 1995, they discovered antihydrogen, which is a type of antimatter. They basically have created our standard model of particle physics. And then alternatively, also, CERN in 1989, under the direction of Tim Berners-Lee, invented the World Wide Web.
Wow.
Yeah. So
I'm just like trying to comprehend everything you just told me.
These are the people who are doing this science to figure out how things work beyond the naked eye.
I've heard of CERN when you break it down, because I think people just call it CERN because it's definitely easier. But I don't. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. The LHC, right? That's basically the most famous machine at CERN that's doing all the experiments. Okay. So it's the particle accelerator. It was built by CERN between 1998 and 2008. Over 10,000 scientists work on it. Hundreds of universities are involved, over 100 countries. It's in a tunnel that is 17 miles in circumference and as deep as 175 meters or almost 600 feet beneath the French and Swiss border near Geneva. Think about that. 17 miles circumference.
I was going to ask you how big it is. That's not what I was thinking.
This thing is absolutely massive. It's the biggest machine built by man.
Dang.
So, and what they do is they use massive magnets to just smash atoms into each other. Sounds super safe, right?
But also it just sounds crazy. Like, to me, like you're just smashing things into each other. What is that doing?
So,
but clearly it's doing a lot.
The collider has 4 crossing points where accelerated particles collide, 9 detectors in each designed to detect different phenomena, and they're positioned specifically around the crossing points. So what they do is they take proton beams, but it can also accelerate beams of heavy ions like lead and protons and like smashes them together to understand what happens when the atoms break apart and what the subatomic features do when they collide. Okay. So they basically have physicists who are giving predictions and testing theories on particle physics. And they're like, this kind of like the subatomic physics to me is just like playing around as God. Like, I feel like there's certain fundamental building bricks that like we can theorize about, but it's a whole different thing to play with these things.
Yeah. Or like, should we be playing with these things?
Which is what we're going to talk about a bit. But so it's generally accepted purchase, right? It's furthering scientific understanding, answering deep questions about matter, energy, time, and the universe. There's the most easy way I can say it. But with many things in science and nature, when things are harder for the normal person to understand, and we're playing with the building blocks of existence itself, there's definitely a mysterious, conspiracy-y, shadowy reputation to this place.
Yikes.
Like, I mean, this is a perfect place to really breed fear and speculation.
How many people have died there? Do you go over that?
None that I know of. However, there is actually, and I don't think I have this in here, but this is just a fun fact I know. There is a guy who stuck his head into the machine when it got turned on, and he got hit with a beam through the head. Massive amounts of radiation, like, should have killed him, and he actually survives.
Why did he stick his head in there?
He didn't think the machine was on. He was supposed to be working on it.
Oh, okay.
I think they turned it on when he was in there or something like that. But yeah, he's one of there's no explanation for how he should have survived.
Wow, okay. That's fucked up.
Okay. Not only is this a place that perfectly breeds these things just by what they're doing, their own branding and art choice and names of experiments makes them, like, it takes it from being unintentionally creepy to like actually straight up strange. So I want to talk to you about the conspiracies, but let's talk about why these conspiracies even exist first. Okay. Let's start with the Hindu god Shiva.
Okay.
So this is what usually give people a strange feeling about CERN, being up to some secretive or ritualistic stuff, because the god Shiva is basically their mascot.
Oh. So
on June 18th, 2004, they unveiled their new statue at its headquarters, a 2 meter tall statue of the Indian god.
I like metal better.
Gift from the Indian government, you would, Carrie. If you know, you know. So this statue, though, it depicts the deity in its Nataraja form, or the cosmic dance, which is supposed to symbolize what they're doing with the particles colliding and transforming. In Hinduism, it's important to note that Shiva, one of the most important deities, is known as the destroyer and the creator of the universe. A little bit on the nose.
But whatever.
Oh, no, go on.
I'm just like thinking, just continue.
Okay. You just keep thinking. So, I mean, I think it's a little bit weird. I get, and I think what you're going to start to go at is they are doing work on physics and the building blocks of the universe. So it makes sense to have the creator and the destroyer.
But like, kind of.
They're also doing things to literally replicate.
Here's what's happening. The timelines are getting fucked up and our brains are not working. Because we're talking about this. You hinted about it last week's episode, and my brain got all discombobulated. And
now I can't talk.
And now you can't talk. You're fucking with us.
So replicate and create literal black holes, dude. So the statue could be in reverence to these people trying to play God and mess with things that they shouldn't do. I mean, it just, you had a well.
No, I don't know.
So according to their website, the Shiva statue is a gift from India to celebrate its association with CERN, which started in the 1960s and remains strong today. So the Lord Shiva practiced the Nataraja dance, which also symbolizes not only creation and destruction, but Shakti or life force. So the deity was chosen by the Indian government because of a metaphor that was drawn between the cosmic dance of the Nataraja and the modern study of the cosmic dance of subatomic particles. That's how they explain it.
I'm surprised, though, that they let them use her as their representation.
They gifted it.
I know. I don't know why I'm like surprised about that.
Because they're not part of CERN, but they've worked very closely with. I think it was a symbol of respect.
Okay.
But others are like, hey, this is like proof that they're doing dark universe manipulating tactics.
Well, right. But also like, when you think of like other cultures and like their gods and goddesses, they're so sacred. Like you can't even talk, like they don't even let people outside like talk about them. Like they're just so sacred and so like important that it's just like, I don't know. It's weird to me that they would.
Hinduism might be a little bit different though.
I'm sure.
I feel like they're very, they want to share about it and
they want to share their, I mean, which I understand
multiple deities and like to have a symbol of it is kind of like an honor. Okay, so that's like one reason why we have conspiracies. The other is just researching into the great unknown, right? So they push physics and science. They've been creating and observing things like antimatter, dark energy, mini black holes, which I think is like a little bit alarming as a person who doesn't fully understand it. But I would rather us understand it than trying to create something we don't truly understand.
Or maybe you get into this. What was like what was the reason that they first built this or came together? Was there like
just learn about the subatomic particles?
That was just it? Okay.
So a lot of it was only theory. Physicists were only able to theorize, beyond proton, neutron, electron. Mm-hmm. What are the parts that make up those atoms, right? Okay. And why do they act the way they do? Because we have things like, have you ever heard of the double slit experiment where atoms act differently? It's proven that they act differently when they're observed.
Yes.
Rather than when they're not. This is the stuff it's trying to answer. Okay. Back to the great unknown stuff, though. They're not helping with the way they name these experiments. So let's go through some.
Yeah. See.
Alice. A Large Hadron Collider experiment, but some connect it to Alice in Wonderland. Interpreting it for the metaphor of going down the rabbit hole.
Yep.
Right? Alternate realities. We have Atlas, named after the Greek titan who held up the sky. Some see this as symbolic of humans challenging divine authority or holding up the heaven.
I could see that. Okay.
Then we have Methuselah, massive timing hodoscope for ultra-stable neutral particles. But the name obviously represents Methuselah, a biblical figure said to have lived for 969 years, and prompts theories about time, immortality, or manipulating the fabric of existence. We have experiment totem, total elastic, and different cross-section measurement. Obviously, the word totem has spiritual and ancestral connotations, right? Leading to speculation about like occult or ancient practices. My favorite one, I feel like this is the most Star Trek-y one. We have phaser.
Phaser.
4-word. It's the A in word. I don't know. Is the A in phaser. Search experiment, the R in experiment. They're stretching for this one.
I was just gonna say this one. The rest all kind of lined up, but what?
They think this is like hidden military tech or like exotic, intense energy manipulation. And the third and final ingredient of our conspiracies is the human sacrifice.
Shut the fuck up.
Oh, yeah, dude. So,
how many?
Only one.
Okay, maybe.
That is all on film. And it's very likely, I'm going to rip the Band-Aid off. It's very likely fake, but it's still fucking weird. Okay. So in 2016, there's a video which was leaked and circulated online, which shows several individuals in black coats gathering in the main square of their headquarters to reenact or enact an occult ceremony. The ceremony, sacrifice.
This sounds familiar.
So it's shot from the point of view of a secret viewer watching from like a window above the courtyard. And now the courtyard we're talking about is the headquarters where Shiva is.
Okay.
So he's standing there and you see torches around the statue of Shiva and like a group of 10 people dressed in robes, leading a woman dressed in white and wearing a flower crown to kneel in front of the statue.
Yeah, this sounds vaguely familiar. Okay.
Hold on. Let me get through this and then give me your thoughts. She proceeds to lay down, and all those in the robes kneel around her, except for the one standing at the front. He pulls out a large knife and appears to stab her. At this point, the person filming it freaks out, takes off running, and you don't see anything more. Okay, give me your thoughts so far.
She thought it was a reenactment.
God only knows, because right from when the knife goes down is when you see nothing more. Okay, so this video...
If it was a reenactment, why would he have freaked out and ran?
We'll get to that in a second. The video obviously takes off. Like, this is 2016 internet. It gains popularity, and a spokesperson from CERN actually makes a comment about it.
I gotta watch this.
They stated that the video was a prank. Oh, I just linked in the notes. And that nobody was actually harmed.
Why would you prank? Why would they prank?
In its FAQ online, that the video was fiction and the actions were outside CERN's professional guidelines and without any official permission. They also state that they do not tolerate this kind of spoof, and then it can give rise to misunderstandings about the scientific nature of our work. But here's the deal. It was filmed in the main courtyard in front of the actual statue. So to be able to get inside there, you have to have an access badge. So whoever created this, whether it was real or fake, they're involved with CERN. They have intimate access to the headquarters.
So the person looking above, like wherever that view is, you don't have to be in, you don't have to have badge access?
So yes, you do.
Is that what we're saying? Oh.
Everybody would have had to. So even the person filming it.
Let me watch this real quick. Oh, it's like, I don't know if this would be fake.
Hey, Kara, have you ever wanted to take your spiritual practice to the next level?
Oh, absolutely. And if you're looking for something that feels truly magical and not mass produced, you have to check out My Mystical Forest.
My Mystical Forest is like stepping into your own enchanted sanctuary. They offer handmade spiritual tools crafted with care, intention, and so much heart.
We're talking tarot card holders that make your readings feel elevated, pendulum boards that bring clarity, and spirit boards to deepen your connection.
And don't forget the incense burners to set the perfect vibe, plus crystal trays to arrange and organize all your favorite stones. Everything is a labor of love made from hand-selected hardwoods.
Whether you're a seasoned spiritual practitioner or just starting your journey, My Mystical Forest has the tools to empower and inspire.
Unlock the magic for yourself and seek harmony. Visit mymysticalforest.etsy.com. That's M-I Mystical Forest. And find the heirloom quality pieces that speak to your soul.
Also, for our little oddballs, for a limited time, enter code ODDBALL at checkout to receive 10% off plus a free pendulum, or simply use the link down in the show notes.
Goodbye. It's a weird video for sure. And the same spokesperson who made that quote earlier said that they were never going to ID the person responsible. They would only say it was an internal matter and they were investigating it. But they don't provide more details. But if you had to have a badge to get in there, they know who did it.
Yeah, and I'm like from the video, oh yeah, he like freaks out.
It's really short. I urge you guys actually all to pause this if you're
just watch
able
it
to and not driving. Watch the video.
Yeah, just so you can know what we're talking about. It is very weird because it doesn't. I don't know. I mean, you could stage pranks very well, but to me, that doesn't look like. I don't understand why that would number one be a prank. I don't know why you'd be reenacting a sacrifice. That's fucking weird. I mean, I just don't know why they would be doing that. And the shaky video, like the person recording is like shaking.
Oh yeah. No,
so, like,
they seem generally freaked out.
I listened to it without volume, so I don't know, but like I don't know. Okay.
It's okay.
Weird.
So this is where I want to stop before we get into the conspiracies. There's two camps, right? It's just a highly technical place where super smart people are studying physics at a level we don't understand. Therefore, we get scared and we make theories. Or while doing real science, they're also giving enough evidence that there's something creepy and darker going on. Where are you at right now?
Why do you even have to ask?
Well, Kara's obviously going the conspiracy route. She always does. Everyone else, I want you to figure out where you are right now. Maybe leave us a comment where you're thinking at this point. Okay.
Here's the thing.
If you're watching on YouTube.
Anytime we as humans get any sort of power, whether that's political power, acting, whatever, scientific, what?
Being a cop.
Scientific, any type of power, it can really shape our stupid little brains.
All you have to do is look at the science or the Stanford prison experiments to see all the proof you need of that.
So I just feel like even if this started as like a good thing, or not necessarily, but I guess it could still be a good thing. I don't know. If it started as just like scientists being scientists, you're starting to get all that power, that godlike feeling, like, holy shit, this is working. And like the strength of like, you can tend to turn more dark or whatever, if that makes sense, if I'm articulating this the way.
To put it really easy, you can see the path that somebody would go down when they're playing with the building blocks of life, that they can get a little bit of carried away, whether they have positive or negative intentions. Correct. It might come from curiosity, but holy shit, this stuff, we don't understand it. Maybe we should stop shoving these things into each other to try to understand it.
I mean, as like a dumb, trying to be relatable thing, think about even just like you and I, and we're not doing anything malicious or harmful, but what I mean is before we really did like investigations, we were kind of nervous, right? We're like, oh my God, like we don't know if we really want to be involved in investigations. Like we love it from afar. We love watching it and talking about it and like doing research, but do we want to be the people that do investigations? And now we're getting paid to do investigations, and we are not even like, we don't even second guess it. We don't even have a fear. We're just like, cool, let's do it. But that mentality,
once something you should have reverence for becomes normalized, you start acting differently.
Yes. And that mentality is going to get us in trouble one day. I promise you that.
Oh, yeah. That or our mouths. Come on, let's be for real. Okay. So let's get into the top 3 conspiracies surrounding CERN and the LHC.
Ooh, there's only 3? Or top 3?
3 top. Okay.
Yeah.
And honestly, they're all almost one and the same, and they all have hundreds of little parts. Okay. So I tried to just group them the best I could. So the first is that they're trying to open a portal and summon entities through. This theory states that CERN, through actions at the subatomic level, is trying to open a portal to either another dimension, a parallel universe, or another spiritual realm. So why we think this? The physicists there have openly discussed higher dimensions, multiple dimensions, string theory, and possible gravitational leaks from these dimensions into our realm.
I guess, but for those things, why wouldn't you start like researching that and trying to like...
Because you don't fucking know what you're letting in. Look at, again, let's put this into our perspective. When you and I first started in the first 5 episodes, we talked about shit we didn't understand. We talked about demonic shit, and things started getting crazy in our houses. Yeah. We played with something we thought we understood and had bad consequences.
Okay, but what I'm saying is, if you're a scientist and you're trying to research these types of things and figure them out, why wouldn't you?
Because the fate of the world, if you open...
But they're probably not thinking that way.
I know.
That's my... But I'm not trying to be argumentative or like to debate you.
No, this is good.
If you were them, why wouldn't you do these things? So,
which also gives more credence to the fact that these conspiracies are probably
right. Because I don't think, yes, I was going to say, I don't know if that, there's a gnat in here. I don't know if that would be a conspiracy. That's probably fact, because I guess in their heads, like, why wouldn't you do that? Why wouldn't we try to either
they haven't admitted it, and that's why it's conspiracy.
Yeah.
More evidence on this one. The Higgs boson, we talked about this earlier, they sometimes call it the God particle. And this particle has the potential to create the conditions for and be able to observe a wormhole or properties of wormholes, which, again, we're messing with things bigger.
Now that freaks me out.
Yeah. So the fears are that the experience would summon dark matter creatures or otherworldly entities, right, by opening up a portal.
I don't want no worms.
No. Well, wormholes are like...
I know.
Inner space travel. That's just... Oh,
I'm just kidding. Did you really think I thought it was worms?
No, this stuff just stresses me out. Okay. So the reasons theorists come up with this, right, is that they're trying to make contact with beings in other worlds or dimensions to gain some sort of knowledge, access higher states of consciousness, or unlock interdimensional travel, which, come on, every good cult conspiracy has like fourth dimension shit. They're playing God, right? They think they're trying to recreate things like the Big Bang or like the conditions for it to open these portals. Some also think that their ultimate goal is to collapse our current world to make way for the new one. Some like real Illuminati level shit here.
I mean, we could use a new world.
Right. And they're kind of using like a controlled chaos to bring about the new world, enabling the new order, new world order. Okay. And I think the darkest of these theories really goes into the suggestion that CERN is intentionally trying to bring something through, a deity, an ancient evil, the Watcher type entity, beliefs that tie to biblical and occult narratives about end times fallen angels, or the Antichrist. Okay.
You know what? Bring it on.
I mean... Oh, this place is weird. This place always it's given me the heebie-jeebies. We'll talk about some other stories at the end, but let's go to like major conspiracy number 2. And do you see what I mean about how it's a whole bunch of different conspiracies? I'm just trying to like push them into a couple categories, I guess is the best.
Well, because I mean, they all kind of like coincide in a way.
Yes.
Ish.
So this one is in regards to LHC's ability to create mini black holes. And that's kind of one of the most persistent and they say, quote unquote, misunderstood concept feeling conspiracies. The hypothesis here, if we break it down, is that if extra dimensions exist, as is suggested by string theory, then the energy threshold for a black hole or the creation of a black hole would be lower than expected in modern day physics standards. So the LHC collides protons at nearly the light of speed, recreating the conditions of the early universe. And there's, in this theory, potential that what they're doing could create a black hole literally in the middle of Earth.
If there was a black hole in the middle of the Earth, would you go in it?
If they do this and they create a black hole, nobody has a choice. We're all in it, and we're all going to figure out exactly what happens.
But if you had a choice,
you don't have a choice.
No, but if... Just say the black hole just opened up in the middle of the Earth and it was just in there. Everything around it is fine. Would you go in it or would you stay here? I'm going to go in that black hole.
How much whiskey have I had?
I don't give a fuck. You can have as much as you want. I'm jumping in that hole.
I mean, when I have to make the decision, because like, let's be honest, after a couple of fashions, I'm going in.
Yeah, but would you rather be here?
You know, it's kind of one of those things of like the evil, what if it's like...
This is true facts.
Human eating worms on the other side. What if it is worms? So
the worms from Beetlejuice.
No, seriously though, but it like they're saying that basically they have created the conditions of mini black holes, but like that to me is messing with power.
Like what's a mini black hole?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like
so there was actually a lawsuit in 2008 trying to stop CERN and the LHC from running, citing this as the main fear. Now, right, we don't know that every sci-fi movie has shown something different. You either get compressed, right? You get obliterated, you go into nothingness when you go in a black hole. But some people do claim that they did create a black hole and that we're living in a simulation or a parallel timeline now after we've been sucked in, which is why the world hasn't felt quite right. And timelines don't
I can get down on that. So basically we just didn't even know we got sucked in and it's just like a replica.
It's kind of like the show Lost.
Here's the thing. I never watched that bullshit.
Okay. I'm going to spoil it. I'm going to spoil it for everybody. Okay. So if you're going to watch it and you've had 2 decades, pause me now, skip ahead. But the whole thing is like they're in a plane that lands on a remote island. After a plane crash, they live there. They're all in purgatory. They've been dead the whole time, but nobody realized it. If this major shift happened, it would be like that. Like we just don't know that we've gone into a parallel.
I didn't know that
dimension.
about that. That makes sense. What a dumb show.
Right? So like it doesn't feel like the same universe though. Like, you know this. You and I talk about this. This
but
doesn't feel like the same thing we were born into.
Let me talk to these scientists, because this is what I want. Create another fucking one. Put us on another black hole in a different world. Because this one ain't it. Which
leads perfectly into theory number 3, that this has happened multiple times. And conspiracy number 3 suggests that CERN and the LHC is the reason why humans experience the Mandela effect.
I mean, I get that. That 100% makes sense.
Right.
But how many times do they think this has happened?
We don't know, right? But okay, so for anybody who doesn't know, the Mandela effect and why it's called this is actually really, really important for another point we're going to make. So it's a phenomena where large groups of people remember events or facts differently than what the historical record shows. It's named after Nelson Mandela, and a lot of people recalling that he died in prison in the 80s, despite the fact that he was released and became South Africa's president. Okay. There's a whole bunch of other ones, right? Berenstain, Fruit of the Loom logo, Heavenly Cornucopia, Monopoly Man with his monocle.
You're instantly making me angry.
So what do they have to do with each other? So the theory goes is that with all the work they're doing, finding these God particles, researching dimensions, and all sorts of other string theory craziness, it's caused our reality to cross and merge with other timelines and other realities. This causes the large numbers of people, right, to remember things different from the way they were because of the way the mergers happened. So we were in a timeline where Nelson Mandela died in prison. We've somehow smashed with another timeline or dimension.
Mm-hmm.
To quote my favorite Doctor Who, wibbly wobbly, timey-wimey shit has now happened, and everything just works slightly differently.
Yeah, I mean, but I'm just wondering how, because CERN was established in what, 54.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just wondering, by the time they made black hole, it's probably when do they think they made a black hole? Do you know? 60.
These two things don't have to necessarily. It doesn't have to necessarily be the black hole. They've never confirmed nor denied it. They've said they've created the conditions for. Hold on, though. I think I might have the answer for you. The name Mandela Effect was first coined in 2009 by a paranormal researcher named Fiona Broom. So Broom had the false memory of Nelson Mandela dying in prison in the 80s. Even though he was released in 1990, died in 2013. So she discovered this before he died.
Which is wild.
Which is when a lot of people started to point it, right? So
this was when?
2009, she coins the term Mandela Effect.
Wow, okay.
So she discovers that a bunch of other people share the false memory, right? But it wasn't really discovered that people shared this false memory until 2009. So in the same year, we know she created a website to document and explore the phenomenon.
Okay.
The Large Hadron Collider turned on for the first time in 2008.
Oh, okay.
So the very next year is when the Mandela Effect starts to be researched.
So I'm just wondering how many times this has happened. So if we were to go through as a side project, we'd have to write down all the major.
I don't think we'd be able to know how many times
Mandela.
And when you're talking about multiple realities, it's happening across, right? If it's happening in ours, it's also happening in others, and it's constant.
True. Well, I want to know how many times it's happened in mine. I don't care about y'all. Me.
Okay. I have a couple more fun facts for you that make it just further the strangeness here. Or wait, do you want to talk any more about the conspiracies?
No, I mean, I just don't know if they're necessarily conspiracies.
They're only conspiracies because nobody is talking about them openly and publicly, and they're being hush about it.
I know,
we can't.
But I'm just saying, I just don't think that they're conspiracies. I think they're true.
I think the better word than conspiracies is highly probable accidental side effects if it's not the direct effect of what they're researching.
Yeah. Here's what's crazy to me, and I'm sure I don't know. Okay, so for example, they're doing this experiment, this stuff. Where are they located again?
It's on the France and Swiss, Geneva.
Geneva, thank you. So, okay, cool. So they're doing this shit in Geneva. So theoretically, us here, we should we don't even care. You do your experiments there because you're all across the world, right? No, listen, just let me finish.
Okay.
So you're all across the world. Theoretically, I don't really give a shit what you're doing. But because it affects like potentially the universe, the planet, the world, that's where it's like, how are you allowed to do that?
Because 54 countries have come together and agreed to do it.
Right. But I just don't understand why. But like,
and I think that's why they have the lawsuits to stop it, because it like the same thing of what you said would be like if China was drilling to the core of the earth and putting a bomb down there. Sure, it's on the other side of the world, but it affects everybody.
Right. It affects everybody. So it's different. So like if you were doing this, and I keep thinking of Princess of Genovia.
I know.
Anyway, okay, so if you're the Princess of Genovia and you're just like gonna bomb, you're like, fuck it, I want to bomb Genovia. Cool, fine, bomb Genovia, because it's probably not going to affect us.
Yeah, it's geographically limited.
But I'm just saying, okay, but now you're doing things that affect
the universe.
Absolutely fucking everybody. I just don't understand how you should be allowed to do that, but whatever, that's beyond me.
Let's theorize about it. Let's not. Okay. Fun facts. Ready?
Yeah.
In 2004, CERN began testing the newly upgraded LHC. So last year.
2004?
They did a bunch of updates for
year.
2024. Sorry.
Oh, you said 2004 last year. I'm like, whoa, what fucking timeline are we on now?
2024. Oh, God only knows. It's 2005 for me. No, 2024. So last year, do you remember the total solar eclipse?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's when they decided to turn it back on.
Oh, I wonder why.
Yeah, so they have a history of doing it during odd, either cosmic or weird Earth, with like earthquakes and all. You can line up these experiments with odd times constantly.
No, are they just saying it's coincidence? Or they're not saying anything?
Some say it's coincidence. Or no, like the LHC, CERN, they don't say anything. People say it's coincidence, or that there's massive amounts of energy from these events that they're harnessing or
I think
creating.
It's the energy, yeah.
So one person, you may have heard this name before. His name is Aleister Crowley.
Ooh.
He made contact, apparently, with a demonic entity called AIWAS, AIWASS. In 1904, in April 8th, 1904. Okay. So they think that this is who CERN might be attempting to contact, the deity, through the portals by tying up with some of these cosmic.
They're trying to get to Aleister Crowley?
No, they're trying to get to the demonic entity he was talking about. That's one of those things that they were maybe trying to pull
I just
through.
wanted to clarify.
And there's people who do a lot of tie together about the cosmic events that are happening, right? Compare it to LHC. It's beyond what we can get into in the hour that we got. Okay. A top researcher at the LHC says that the Titanic machinery may possibly create or discover previously unimagined scientific phenomena or unknown unknowns. For instance, an extra dimension is basically a direct quote from a scientist. So we know right there that they don't even know what they're playing with. He goes on to quote, "Out of this door might come something, or we might send something through it." And this is from physicist Sergio Bertolucci, who is the director for research and scientific computing. And he said this while briefing reporters, including like some really, really big names at their headquarters in 2009. Okay.
Read that quote to me again.
Yeah. Out of this door might come something, or we might send something through it. This was after he was talking about the machinery may possibly create or discover previously unimagined scientific phenomena or unknowns. For instance, an extra dimension.
Listen, Sergio,
they've literally said that.
I'm going to shove you right through that door.
Oh my God.
Tell me what happens.
December 18th, 2016, the CERN Axion Solar Telescope, called CAST, took advantage of a rare astronomical alignment when the sun aligned with a supermassive black hole at the center of the Milky Way. This alignment allowed the researchers to search for hypothetical particles like axions and chameleons, which could provide insights into dark matter or dark energy. They basically used the sun's gravitational field as a lens to figure out, like, that is wild. That is playing with shit we shouldn't.
Can you imagine being that smart?
I wouldn't want that responsibility. I do want to leave you with a couple more fun quotes from people who have worked at CERN that make me just feel a little bit nervous about the whole thing. We're going to start simple. We're going to get... So, we're probing the fabric of the universe itself. These are all direct quotes, by the way. We are on the verge of discovering new dimensions. The LHC will open a door to new worlds. Our work could change everything we know about reality, and possibly the worst one, we really just don't know what's going to happen next.
I mean, you could take that anyway. You're taking it like doomsday, but I get it. But like they don't know.
No, it doesn't have to be doomsday or not. We don't know what happens next. That's my whole thing. Whether this is doomsday or not, you are still playing with things that you don't understand.
You know what this whole entire time I've been thinking of, this just came to my brain. Okay, you know in the movie Triple X?
I've actually never seen it.
Oh, it's a good one. Well, there's like a Russian, I think it's like a Russian gang or something. And they have all these scientists and they have this big like machine thing, like room. And then they just like put a bunch of people in there. Like they put a bunch of the scientists in there and then they like, you got to watch it. They literally kill them all in this machine. And then they just sit there and like they all laugh as they're dying in the machine. And it just was making me think of this whole time.
Yeah, no, I can definitely see that.
It's really fucked up, but it's such a good movie.
I have to watch that. I'll add it to the list. I know we're getting long. I'm gonna just hit us with one fleshed out conspiracy theorist from
Reddit.
Okay, so this comes from and I don't know why, low stakes conspiracies. This is from Falco Lombardi, and it's titled
It's a low stake.
Right? The world ended shortly after the LHC was switched on, and we are currently being devoured by the resulting black hole. Mm-hmm. He goes on to state, the LHC started operation September 10th, 2008, despite alarmism from various media outlets and outspoken persons who claimed that an Earth-devouring black hole could be formed. The science community were confident that any black hole forming would be microscopic and only last a nanosecond. 9 days later, on September 19th, 2008, the unthinkable happened. Now, he doesn't give any sources for this, but it was thought impossible, but during a routine collision, a massive black hole opened up unexpectedly and quickly engulfed the Earth. To avoid utter panic that would no doubt ensue, authorities covered up the incident, blaming it on a so-called magnetic quench, which is a thing that did actually happen. I looked at that.
Okay.
I don't know exactly what it means, but there were effects felt around the world literally 9 days after. He goes on to state, due to the warping of the space-time and bizarre mechanics of a black hole, it seems obvious, though over 14 years have passed, that everything seems fine. However, the scientists at CERN continue to do their work because they believe outside of the black hole, it is still September 19th, 2008, and only a few seconds have actually elapsed. Nobody knows for certain how long the world will last before it's ripped apart, but it is thought that global warming is actually the effects of spaghettification, which is string theory stuff, with the upper atmosphere being closer to the center of the black hole. The government is keen to avoid mass hysteria and chaos before the inevitable, so stringing everyone along with an alternative narrative that, while seeming bleak itself, is akin to a slowly boiling a frog without it noticing that something worse is at play. Several billionaires have begun a new space race, but this is not so much about the space race to escape the planet from global warming, but rather a futile effort to avoid the fate of the rest of humanity, because if outside of the black hole only a few seconds have passed, time is moving slow enough for us that they might have a chance to survive themselves. Which ties in like every fucking conspiracy theory and why they're still doing shit to undo what they did when they first turned it on.
But do you care?
I mean, you're way more blasé about it than I am, because I get like way more anxious about all this shit. But at the end of the day, the people they're doing it already. They're going to continue to do it. To what control do I have? I mean, we might as well ride the wave, but like it just seems like reckless abandon.
Yeah, it very much seems reckless. I will not say that it's not, but there are so many other things in our world right now that are very fucking reckless. So if a black hole were to come and get me, I think I might be okay.
But then there's others who would suggest that all the craziness that's happening is due to what they did in the first place. So it's like,
I don't know about that.
Very Ouroboros of like eating itself.
I think this is where the aliens just need to come get me.
I've been telling them for a long time, I'm ready. Beam me up, baby. Let's go.
We're too willing.
Do we have pick me energy?
I think so.
Fuck.
I really do. They don't ever pick somebody that wants them, I don't feel,
Andrea Perrin. Come on. They love each other.
Yeah, but they should have already taken her.
Oh, they should. We need to work on that, either story or a guest in the future, because that would just literally make my entire life.
Oh my God. What did she post she just posted a video the other day on her Facebook, and it was so wholesome. And now I can't remember what it was, but I was like,
I'm going to watch it immediately when we're done.
Was
here.
it was something. I don't even remember what it was, but I was just like, oh my God.
All right. I already have my 2 emojis for this episode on deck, because that's all I've got for you. We've gone long 2 weeks in a row. Are you ready?
What are they?
I want a circle and the explosion emoji.
Okay.
I think it's fitting.
Yeah. Do it up.
That's the story of CERN, the darkness that they show us enough of that creates the conspiracies, and yeah, a little lesson on subatomic physics.
Call to action is, what are your thoughts around this? Like, are you blasé, as Zach would say about me, or are you freaking out, going down the rabbit hole? How are you feeling?
And if you don't want to answer either of those questions, tell us about your favorite Mandela Effect that you've experienced.
No, they're not your favorite. They're terrible. They're so annoying. But what's your favorite?
What's the one that catches you the most? The one that you are adamant was different.
Yeah, that really bugs you. Really gets you.
For me, it's the cornucopia, because I straight up remember it.
That one and the Bernstein Bears pissed me off. Those two really, really make me mad. And there was a TikToker that found an old t-shirt at a thrift store that had the fucking cornucopia. So everyone can go
even when the
CEO
themselves. My third one, Febreze.
Yeah, isn't Cheez-Its one of them?
Probably.
It is.
Is it Cheez-It or Cheez-Its?
Yeah, or it was something. Dang, what's another one that just...
Jif and Jiffy. Peanut butter.
Fucking dumb. You know what's really dumb about it, though, about most of them, pretty much all of them, is that they're so minuscule of things. Like, they don't impact you. Like, or like, they're not, you know what I mean? They don't affect you. They're not very impactful in life, but they're just not right. I think
it's the consequence of that shows why so many other things don't feel right. Like, it seems minuscule, but that's like the whole thing. If you go back in time and change anything, in the future, we're not going to realize that it shifted, right? But it's like, oh my God. Okay. I will go into this all night. We got to go.
Zach will never sleep.
No, I'm already going immediately back to Google.
Jesus Christ. Don't go back to Google, y'all. Just go to bed or whatever else you're supposed to be doing. Do all the things we just asked. Try not to spiral like Zach is going to. But the most important thing you can do for us is to creep it really, little oddballs.
And don't get sucked into a black hole again. Bye.
Or do bye.